The Trump regime and his goons have just hit the left with the biggest attack yet. Left creators like myself and basically all others have been banned by TikTok in one way or another. And most people don't even realize this happened yet, all right? If this does not look like a crisis at first, guys, oh my God, hold tight, because I will explain to you exactly why this is probably one of the biggest blows that the left has received from the Trump administration. This is about probably the biggest blanketed censorship attack that we've seen ever. The federal government is putting its hands on every media platform and shaping what people are allowing to see. And in my case, and many other creators' case, we can't even post. Some people have had their accounts banned until 2035. I just get 0 views on my TikTok videos. I can't even post anymore. I've tried. It's not letting me. That alone should scare people, but that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is this. TikTok didn't just silence political content. It quietly erased. Stay with me on this. This is crazy. It quietly erased how most Americans ever learned what was actually happening in the first place when it came to political news. And that affects people who do not follow politics at all. And here is why that matters most. Most Americans don't go, looking for news. They don't subscribe to a political newsletter. They just, sit down at night, relax, watch some cable TV. I mean, they used to run into, truth content like I put out there by scrolling. Like, think about that. Think about how many people actually live, okay? They open TikTok to relax. They scroll for cooking videos, jokes, pranks, pets, maybe sometimes some story, drama story or something. And then every once in a while, something serious shows up on their feed. A video from a protest, breaking news, footage from, an ICE raid, a clip that makes someone stop and say, whoa, I did not know that was actually happening. And that wasn't accidental. That was the platform. Okay. That's how the platform operated. And once you understand that is no longer going to happen, this just stops being about creators. I mean, just think about it, guys. For years, TikTok was the only major platform where political awareness didn't require intent. But in the last couple of days, that changed, and basically completely overnight, which is just so mind-blowing, okay? Political creators across TikTok all started reporting the same thing at the same times. Like I said before, videos are being taken down. Reach is collapsing to basically 0. Entire topics are quietly disappearing. Anything about ICE, anything about immigration, anything about anything critical about Trump, anything about Minneapolis or Minnesota. No more. If you're doing that kind of content, it's not going anywhere if you're a bigger creator. Even creators with massive followings suddenly couldn't get their content seen. We're talking about people that have over 4 million followers on TikTok that do political content. 4 million people have signed up to hear what they have to say because they trust them. And now they don't get to see it. That does not happen by coincidence. Right? Obviously, this wasn't a gradual thing. This was not subtle in any way, okay? It happened literally overnight across the entire United States. And people are saying that TikTok is a private company. They can moderate however they want. True-ish, but that explanation really does fall short and basically completely apart. Once you look at what actually changed at TikTok, right? 80% of TikTok was purchased by MAGA-aligned loyalists, and almost immediately political dissent stopped circulating. That is not neutral moderation. That is basically narrative control. Okay. And once a government can shape narratives without passing a law, the rules have already changed. And that alone should stop people from doing whatever it is that they're doing, okay? Because listen, you don't live in a democracy anymore. Major news and mainstream media owned by MAGA loyalists. TikTok owned by MAGA loyalists now. Can't even use it anymore, really. I mean, I can't really even use it. And then when we look at Facebook, I mean, the new president of Facebook is also a huge MAGA loyalist. So they are controlling everything that you are hearing, listening, like reading, and basically consuming on a daily basis, which makes me say this next part. We no longer live in a free country. This is 100% an authoritarian state. We are 100% living under an authoritarian, okay? It's not that we will one day or we're heading that direction. It is absolutely official. Congratulations. You no longer live in a free country. But most of Europe's free. Check that place out. It's pretty cool. Here's the part that most people are still missing, though, okay? The biggest impact isn't about political creators, all right? It's not even on activists or journalists. It's basically on everyone else, all right? Because TikTok was the one place where you didn't have to want to see truth to see it politically. I mean, information flowed through everyday content. It showed up between memes, between recipes, and, sometimes story times. That's how movements broke through. That's how people first saw ICE raids. That's how people are seeing these massive protests that are happening across the United States. They got to it before cable news ever could. So now ask yourself this. I mean, where does that happen now? Other platforms that are just going to decide that maybe we should follow suit. I mean, in my opinion, the next one's definitely going to be Instagram and Facebook. And once this regime starts canceling and silencing people like myself, we have nowhere else to go but lower and lower and more danger. And pretty soon, you're not even going to recognize the country. Thank you for watching. I am Jared Zisser, and this is Ring of Fire. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications to make sure you are informed about everything important in progressive politics today. And if you are looking for fact-based, independent reporting all day, every day, follow me here on Instagram or here on Facebook. See you in the next video.